And here he is then, Mr. Kenny Omega, fresh off a very disappointing loss at the All or Nothing pay-per-view, losing everything. Of course, he was the current leader of Bullet Club, and he was the current Octane champion, lost both of those things to Cody Rhodes in that fatal four-way elimination match. He cannot be happy with what has happened, and I'm pretty sure we're going to find out exactly his emotions as he takes the mic here this evening and gives us a bit of an in-look into his mindset at this point in time. Like I said, he can't be happy, surely. It's a very, very disappointing moment for him. He was sort of forced into the match by, of course, general manager William Regal, I suppose. It wasn't a match that necessarily he requested. It's a tricky one, isn't it, really? And I feel like just because of how it happened and what happened, I would be more inclined to break my rules and actually allow a rematch one-on-one at some point. I feel like maybe if Kenny can impress us, he will be in tonight's main event. We might be able to have a look and see whether he can get himself a rematch. But either way, let's get Kenny and Mike and see what he's got to say. So you all saw it at the last show, All or Nothing. I lost not only my Octane Championship, but the leadership of Bullet Club. Cody, I just did not see him being the future for a club that I want to be involved in. He's not the man that should be leading this stable forward. The stable has never been as great as it has been the last couple of years while I've been in charge. And that's why me and a few of the guys have decided to part ways with Bullet Club. That's correct. Myself, Marty, Scurll and the Young Bucks will be leaving Bullet Club officially here this evening and reforming our own group known simply as the Elite. Cody Rhodes, I'm coming for you. I want my championship back. Hey everyone, Shabby here and welcome back to our next episode of Octane. A little bit later than scheduled because I've been watching WrestleMania and got a bit drunk, so you know, we're getting there. We are back, big show for tonight, all the fallout from our All or Nothing pay-per-view, and I believe that fallout's going to start straight away as Kenny Omega has requested some ring time. And here we go, here's our first match of the evening. Two of the big guys on this roster, Tony Nese and Sanada, collide. So, just to recap on what we saw earlier on then with Kenny Omega, saying that himself and a few of his friends are going to be splitting away from the main core Bullet Club group. Of course, unhappy with losing that match, and it seems like certain members of Bullet Club are unhappy with the change in leadership as well. It was always going to happen, wasn't it? There was always going to be somebody unhappy with what had happened, but it's a pretty big split. We're seeing, I have word from backstage, it's actually going to be Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Marty Scurll who are walking away. That's essentially all of the Elite, which will leave Cody Rhodes then with, of course, Bad Luck Fale, Tama Tonga, Tangaroa. And it's interesting to see whether the likes of AJ Styles and Finn Balor will remain with Bullet Club, or whether they'll join Bullet Club just under the leadership of Cody Rhodes, or what's going to happen in that situation. Of course, Cody is your brand new Octane champion after the All or Nothing pay-per-view, and of course, your brand new leader of Bullet Club here on this roster. But that's interesting. Kenny Omega, the Bucks, and Marty Scurll walking away from Bullet Club. It's an insane thing to think about, isn't it, really? And it has actually made us our main event for this evening, which is going to be Kenny Omega going one-on-one with Bad Luck Fale. So that should be a very interesting match in our main event here this evening. And I dare say no one's going to come to the ring alone, are they? Let's face it. Somebody who is coming to the ring alone, for the first time in this universe mode, really, is the members of course, LIG. We've seen quite a few matches from LIG so far. I breathed in too much then. I sucked in too many air. Seen quite a few matches so far with LIG members in there. And in all of them, we've seen some pretty dodgy interference. And we've actually got 3 matches this evening, all with LIG members. And Sanada so far has decided to come out alone. And I think they need to prove something. I think they've had enough stick over the last few weeks about just the interference in the matches and how they're winning matches and whether they deserve to win those matches. So with that, I think it I think it has definitely given them something to prove, maybe. Not they need to prove it to anyone, but, you know. You know. As Sanada now taking Nese up into the suplex. So other matches got for you here this evening. We are going to see the Young Bucks up next as they take on Epico and Primo in their first match outside of Bullet Club, then wrestling for the Elite. We got Apollo Crews taking on Tommaso Ciampa. We got Bushi taking on Kalisto in a bit of a cruiserweight clash. And then we're going to see Tetsuya Naito taking on your brand new European champion Marty Scurll one-on-one. And then, of course, that main event of the evening, Kenny Omega versus Bad Luck Fale. Should be one-on-one, but chances are there's going to be people at ringside and so forth. So it might be an interesting match, that one. You never know. Sanada taking Nese down. Don't see a lot of Tony Nese, to be honest. I'm a big fan of Tony Nese. I think he's a cracking wrestler. The look he's got is fantastic as well. But still, it's a bit weird, isn't it? That just there's a few people that don't seem to get a much of a look in at all, and I think if they're not going to, either they should be allowed to wrestle more in NXT or be allowed to wrestle more just on the main card. It doesn't have to be all about Mania, does it? Mania? It doesn't have to be all about 205 Live is what I'm trying to say. Seems to be all we seem to get all the time is just 205 Live matches. And I just think that I want to see the Cruiserweights branch out a little bit. I want to see them get a match every now and then. I want to see them feud off against somebody else, like Neville, when Neville feuded with Barrett. Just have that little feud outside the Cruiserweight. That just makes them a little bit more interesting, I suppose. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see them being separated all the time, which is what they currently are. As a nice dragon suplex there by Sanada. Very back and forth match, this one. But it is Sanada who takes control of Tony Nese. Dropping the boots. Bringing Nese back up to his feet. Into a backbreaker. Sanada now heading it up to the top rope. He went for a moonsault, but completely missed it. But still back up, going for it again. Sanada now into the DDT on Tony Nese. Nese though taking Sanada down as well. Again, this is very good back and forth, this. Very good back and forth. Sanada now dropping Nese flat on his face. Before locking in the figure 4 leg lock on Tony Nese. Dead middle of the ring. Is Nese going to have to tap here? No, he does fight free. Really good match this to open the card. I'm really enjoying this, actually. As Nese now taking Sanada up into a Falcon Arrow. Sanada, front chancery on Nese. Now a rake to the eyes. Oh, shin breaker by Sanada on Anthony Nese as well. Before now wrenching back at him as well. Big palms locked around the face. It's not going to be enough to win the match, but it's definitely going to slow him down a bit. Nese, big diving elbow from the top. Nese showing his strength, taking. Wow. Taking him up and dropping him down hard. Nese still cannot believe, though, that he's kicking out. I can't believe it either, to be honest with you. So now they're into that lifting DDT. And now Sanada taking control. Heading up top. But as Nese starts to crawl away, Sanada changes his mind. Nese now taking Sanada up into a... Wow, a Liger bomb. That moving sit-out powerbomb, then drops an elbow into the spine as well. It was actually a really good match between these two guys, isn't it? Neither guy wants to lose this match. It's not very often either wrestle here on Octane, so they know how important it is to get themselves looking strong. Nese, the boot in the gut of Sanada once again. Now straight knee in the face as well. Into the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Nese can't believe it. He thought he had this match won. Nese now running dropkick around the face of Sanada. But Sanada back in control. Very back and forth this match, isn't it? Oh, nice cutter there by Sanada, and that could be the end, but instead of going for the pin, he looks to continue the assault on Nese. I'm not quite sure that's the best idea, to be honest. You had it. You had it, why not go for it? Insanity here by Sanada. You need to take your opportunities while you can. Sanada now just rolling Nese up in a ball. Nese can't escape. Oh, and then a big kick right in the anus. Here we go. Yes, it's tapped out. The reverse dragon sleeper is enough for the tap out. Wow. Wow, great match there, actually. I enjoyed that match. Pretty good. Really good back and forth, back and forth. Big sit out there by Nese, but eventually it was the submission that was enough to do it for you. Well played. And Sanada is with the victory. The LIG proving they don't need manpower at ringside to help them win matches. They can do it on their own. Or Sanada can. Can the other guys here this evening? Can Bushi and Naito also get victories later on? And here is our next match. Then it is going to be the tag team match between the Young Bucks, of course, now of the Elite, with Kenny Omega and Marty Scurll in their stable, taking on Epico and Primo in tag team action. It's been pretty fun, this. I'm looking forward to this match. Good chance to the Young Bucks. Of course, we've seen them successfully defend their tag team championships at the pay-per-view against the New Day. And now we get to see them again straight away. And here they come alongside Kenny Omega. Marty Scurll is there somewhere. Somewhere around, I don't know where. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they've allowed 8-man tag matches and that sort of stuff. And they allow the extra managers and that. But they don't actually have the capabilities of having a 4-man entrance. It's a bit weird, isn't it? You think they would have sorted that, wouldn't you, really? It seems like a pretty simple thing to do, but, you know. This is 2K and Ukes we're talking about, you know. They're not the brightest sparks of the world. We know that from previous stuff, don't we, really? And there he is then, your former Octane champion now as well. Mr. Kenny Omega. So I was saying that the pay-per-view, it would be pretty good for whoever won that Bullet Club show, because they'd be walking away with the Octane Championship, the Tag Team Championships, and the European Championship all in the same stable. And then straight away, Cody wins it, and straight away the European Champion and the Tag Team Champions mutiny, and split away and start their own little brand here. I'm sure Cody Rhodes is not going to be happy at this situation at all, to be honest. And here then come Epico and Primo. The dodgy guys trying to sell you a timeshare. That was a dodgy thing that was, wasn't it? I don't mind these guys. They've really just disappeared, haven't they? They've really disappeared, and I don't know. It doesn't seem to be very used very often. And granted, I'm using them for the same reason that WWE use them now, and that's just basic jobbery, I suppose, if you look at it that way. That's the best thing I think they're good for, to be honest. We'll see what happens, because they put a really good performance, didn't they, last month, against the top tag teams around. So maybe they're a bit better than what I thought, to be honest. So we're underway. It's been Nick Jackson starting things off with, I have no idea, Epico or Primo. It's one of the two. I know that. Hopefully I won't have to speak his name anyway. As Nick Jackson takes the early control. Drop in. Oh, I just dropped the double boots, but instead he jumped over the top and then just a little cheeky back heel to the face of Epico. Nice takedown by Nick Jackson, who's in firm control of this match at the moment. Just dragging. I'm going to say that's Epico. Mainly because I'm pretty sure I selected them in alphabetical order. So the guy that starts the match should be Epico. Makes sense. Nick Jackson up top, dropping the leg drop. Nick Jackson once again on the top, this time with a senton bomb. And I tell you what, the Young Bucks are looking incredible here this evening. Well, Nick Jackson. We're going to get a chance to get a bit of mat action now, though. Here we go. Matt Jackson enters the ring. Oh, looks like we're going to get a bit of more bang for your buck. There's the 450. Into the moonsault. Is Nick Jackson going to stay in and block the pin? Should do. He doesn't though. See, that's why the game just frustrates me. That should be such a simple thing. After hitting your tag team finisher, that should be such a simple thing. Block off the opponent. That's so simple. Why do I didn't do it? I don't even know. Matt Jackson dropkick to the back of the head of Epico. We now slide to the outside of the ring. Marty Scurll goes a nice little run. Not quite sure what that's all about either. Matt Jackson dropping to the outside. Quite sure what happens there, to be honest. I looked away to make sure the recording was working okay, and I looked back and Matt Jackson was on the ground. So both men in this match are now on the ground, Epico and Matt Jackson. Epico's taking a hell of a beating. I don't know if he's going to make it back in for the 10. Matt's back up on his feet and does slide back in. Oh, and Matt Jackson just takes Primo off the apron. But that's given Epico the chance to take some control, but it hasn't worked, has it? As Matt Jackson now sending Primo in. I think that's Primo. I'm calling him Primo anyway. If it's a mistake, it's going to be a constant mistake now. It's fine. Buckle bomb there by Matt Jackson. There's the pin. Nick's in quick, and Nick takes down Primo, but it's not enough still to keep him down. Nice flip there. What a takedown. The Young Bucks are dominating here. It's incredible how much they're dominating here. Takedown over Matt Jackson. See, Matt Jackson's actually attacking the non-legal partner here. It's actually Epico still on the outside who's legal. Matt Jackson just destroyed anybody he gets a chance to, and I think they're really trying to prove a point here to Cody just how good they are as a tag team, and the fact that Cody's lost out. But there we go. Epico getting the opportunity now into that tornado head scissors, but he's not going to have much help on the outside because Primo is flat. out on his back. But Matt Jackson back in control of that arm breaker. Now into the corner. Go on, more bang for your buck again. Do it. Do it. Oh, now we're going to go for the buckle bomb combination. With the kick to the back of the head. As Nick Jackson boots the back of Epico. Drags him, for some reason, closer to his tag team partner. I'm quite sure the logic behind that one, to be honest with you, but there you go. Nick Jackson now springboard frog splash to the back of Epico. Oh, dropping him neck first across that top rope as well. And I think this is just a matter of time, isn't it, really? Just so one-sided here as Nick Jackson now rolls him over into a sharpshooter. Is this going to be enough? Will he tap? He does tap out, and Nick Jackson gets the victory here with a submission hold. Not what you were expected, is it, really? But it's a very effective maneuver. And there we go. Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks, get the victory over the Colognes, Epico and Primo. Your tag team champions here, still looking very, very strong. And I'm sure Cody Rhodes is backstage thinking he's very annoyed about losing these four guys, really. As much as he defeated Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes would still rather much have him under his umbrella because he knows how strong of a wrestler he is. He's a fantastic wrestler. There was a few opportunities. There was this one here, but Epico kicked out. There was that buckle bomb with the kick to the back of the head combination. But eventually, yeah, it was Nick Jackson's sharpshooter that was enough to get the victory. So the Elite looking very, very strong. But of course, we're still going to see both Marty Scurll and Kenny Omega in action later on this evening from the Elite. This episode's all about the Elite by the looks of it, isn't it? Looks that way. And your tag team champions continue to look strong. But who will be their next opponent? I believe we're going to find out in our very next episode. So keep an eye out for that one. That should be uploaded this Saturday. And here is our next match of the evening. It is going to be Apollo Crews going one-on-one with Tommaso Ciampa. A strong match here for both these guys. Again, both desperate for some action. Desperate to prove what they can do for us here in this roster. And it's a good chance to see them both in action. I'm looking forward to this one. It's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting, this one. Apollo Crews, a guy that I don't know how I feel about him in real life. I'm a big fan of him. I've met him a couple of times. He's a really nice guy. He's very reserved and quiet, as you can tell really from his run in WWE so far. He's not the best on the mic, and he's not really that forthgoing, which is probably why he's not been given that many big opportunities. Obviously, now being with Titus in a tag team is fantastic for him because he needed that mouthpiece in front of him. That's exactly what he's got. So yeah, I'm happy with that. But there's other stuff, you know, it's yeah, and I think Tommaso Ciampa moving up to the main roster at some point is going to happen. I'm a bit surprised because I was convinced that Ciampa was going to win at the NXT takeover, which would have led to Johnny Gargano moving up to the main roster. But the way they were talking on NXT, they sort of hinted the fact that Johnny was going to stay at NXT. He wanted to stay where his wife was and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it seems a bit fixed for me that Johnny will be staying there. Not quite sure. Maybe Tommaso Ciampa can move up. I'm not sure about that either. It's I think if Ciampa was going to move up, I think Raw might have been the best place for him, I think. But Ciampa is a very, very dangerous man. But Apollo Crews is a very, very talented wrestler as well. He's a man who can fly high, but he's also quite capable of doing mat wrestling, and of course he's a very, very strong man as well. So we are ready to go. Tommaso Ciampa versus Apollo Crews. And Apollo Crews starts things off pretty strong here. Crews taking Ciampa up into a Northern Light suplex. Crews now bringing Ciampa back up to his feet into a suplex of his own. Crews now sending Ciampa off the ropes, and Crews is dominating Ciampa here into that power slam, and Ciampa's been caught off guard here, I think, you know. He's really struggling. Again, just Apollo continues the assault over and over and over again. I don't think this match is going to go very long, to be honest with you. It seems a little bit over the top at the moment, doesn't it? Ciampa, though, going get some control now, ground and pound, exactly what we expect to see from Ciampa. Ciampa bringing Crews back up, but there's the jawbreaker. Apollo Crews now heading over the top for a springboard senton. Crews, though, back in control with that gut wrench suplex as well. Ciampa now bringing Apollo Crews back up to his feet. Yeah, so both these guys not currently involved in much at the moment, but would both like an opportunity moving forward to be part of something big. Now, do I have anything else planned for these guys this month so far? I don't think either of these guys are penciled in for any more matches this month, to be honest with you. Oh no, yeah, Crews has got one. Oh. Okay. I think I've buggered this up. I've got a... I'll tell you what then. But I've actually double booked this match. I've booked it again for a few weeks' time. So what I'm going to do is whoever wins this match can have another match later on this month against a different opponent. Whoever loses, unfortunately, is not going to get anything else this month, I don't think. Crews now wrenching back at the neck of Tommaso Ciampa. Oh, I didn't like that noise. That's not good. Big kick to the side of the head there by Crews on Ciampa as well. Now Crews showed off a little bit, taunting. Maybe he should be keeping track of exactly what Tommaso Ciampa's up to as Ciampa slowly crawling back up, but Ciampa's back up to his feet now, catching Crews in with the flatliner, dropping him face first into the mat. Ciampa back away into the corner. I don't think he quite got that right. It was looks like he was planning for something, but I don't think he realised that Crews had got up so quickly. Oh, Crews catching Ciampa there. Big knee. And now Crews stalking Tommaso Ciampa. This could be a big one. Into a gorilla press. Oh. And follows it up with a standing moonsault. A man the size of Apollo Crews hitting a standing moonsault. 1, 2, and 3. Wow, Apollo Crews picks up a massive victory here against Tommaso Ciampa. So Crews will have another match later on this month again to prove what he can do. Maybe we're going to give him as an opponent. That'd be an interesting situation. We've done Nese versus Crews already, haven't we, last month? Ooh, Dunn? Pete Dunn sounds decent. Maybe. We'll have to think about this, you know. We'll have to think about what's the best plan for Apollo Crews, who he's going to get as his opponent to prove exactly again what he can do. He's proved himself pretty well here. There you go. So Apollo Crews is victorious ahead of Tommaso Ciampa. Really good match here for Apollo Crews. And yeah, he's going to get himself up the rankings and potentially get himself a chance at one of the championships at some point. But at least he's going to get himself a bit more TV time again to prove exactly what he can do. Good on him. Ooh, got a cruiserweight match up next. The big old cruiserweight match. And here is our next match then. Another member of LIG, Bushi, gets his first opportunity to show what he can do in the ring as he takes on Kalisto. So Kalisto is former Cruiserweight champion. And I believe he was the winner of our first ever King of the Cruiserweights tournament as well. We'll have to do another one of those soon. I'm not gonna do the tournaments now as part of the universe, maybe we don't just do a tournament. Just for fun. So we'll do a King of the Cruiserweights tournament, we'll do a King of the Ring, we could do a Queen of the Ring. We're going to, of course, do a World Cup tournament as well when the World Cup comes around. Wow. That is a pretty awesome attire, that is. His eyes light up. I think they do, you know. His eyes light up, that's pretty insane. That's really cool. Wow, is that an actual... Is it just the way they look, or is it actually lit up? Wow, I didn't realise Bushi was this cool. We would have used him a lot more if we knew he was this cool. He is going to be involved in our Carnage Universe mode as well. I'm pretty sure the LIG are going to make it onto that roster. And if they do, we've got some good plans for him as well, I think. Some big names to face off against. And of course, we've got a... What do we got over there? The Extreme Championship, of course, the Cruiserweight style belt over there as well that Bushi would be fantastic for. I'm liking this, actually. He looks really cool. And I think Kalisto's going to have his hands full here. I really do. Of course, remember, we've still got 2 matches left for you after this one. We've got Naito taking on Marty Scurll. Of course, your brand new European champion, Marty Scurll. And then we've got the big main event, Kenny Omega takes on Bad Luck Fale. One-on-one technically, but I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be more people there. You know what these Bullet Club guys are like. Well, Bullet Club / Elite guys now, of course. Recapping from earlier on this evening, we have had word from Kenny Omega himself that the Young Bucks and Marty Scurll are leaving, or they've left Bullet Club and reformed their own stable in the Elite. So Cody can't be happy with that. We'll have to see. Like I said, we'll have to see what happens, what Cody's got up his sleeve, or what sort of reaction he's going to make to this announcement, because this is just taking away the European Champion and the Tag Team Championships away from the Bullet Club stable and kept them under, basically, Kenny Omega's handle. So essentially, even though Cody Rhodes won that match to take over Bullet Club, half Bullet Club's left. He's not left with many people at all, is he, old Cody Rhodes? He can't be happy with that situation. So what does he do? Does he fight? Does he recruit? There's a lot of different questions that could be answered here. And I'm sure over the next few weeks we're going to find out answers to them all. So here we go then. Bushi versus Kalisto. One-on-one. A battle in our junior heavyweight division. Bushi now raking away at the eyes of Kalisto. Brings him back up to his feet. And oh, there's a green mist in the face there by Bushi on Kalisto already. Kalisto holding his eyes. Doesn't know where. Oh, he did manage to catch Bushi there, but Bushi fighting back. Oh, into a jumping codebreaker. Wow, has Bushi just squashed Kalisto here? 1, 2. Wow. Wow, that was insane. The mist to the eyes by Bushi on Kalisto. There it is there, boom. The mist in the eyes, that really caught Kalisto out of it. Then Bushi was able to get up to the top rope, and while Kalisto was still trying to clear his eyes, he got caught with that super code breaker. That was insane, wow. Maybe Bushi's going to have to get a bit more action in this, you know. I'm impressed by what I've just seen. I really am impressed. I wasn't expecting him to be that good. Entrance-wise, in the ring, everything about him's just been fantastic. And there we go, straight away, off the back of... Well, basically, this was an Undertaker versus Cena match, wasn't it? Where the entrances were longer than the match. I'm surprised. I weren't expecting that at all. And so far, then, 2 members of LIG out of 2 have wrestled on their own with no assistance at ringside. And they've both done very, very well and both won their matches. Let's get into our next one. And here's... Oh, yeah, I've cut off the loading screen, haven't I? And here's our next match. Then this is Tetsuya Naito versus our brand new European champion, Marty Scurll. The other guys in LIG have done fantastically well here so far this evening. They've really proved themselves to be very, very strong on their own. People have obviously been making some assumptions based on the tactics they've been portraying and what they've been doing, that they can't win matches on their own, which is pretty insane when you think about it. And that's a silhouette. Oh, is that Aleister Black? It is. That's Aleister Black. Wow. Aleister Black, we haven't seen him in about a month because he was assaulted by Tetsuya Naito during his entrance when it's supposed to be Naito versus Black. And now Black returns here to try and get some redemption, just beating the hell out of Naito here. Naito back up to his feet and getting right in the face of Black now. Oh, Black just sends him straight into the apron before dropping that elbow into the spine as well. And Aleister Black just destroying Naito, but Naito's not going to shy away from a fight. In the ring he gets. Black sends him off the ropes. So we go for here, just that, oh, that stiff clothesline. Taking Naito down as now Black bringing him back up to his feet once again. Into the Ace Crusher, and Aleister Black destroys Tetsuya Naito, and wow. Naito not going to get a chance to wrestle here by the looks of it, and Aleister Black returning the favour. Crazy. And here is our main event of the evening. Kenny Omega takes on Bad Luck Fale one-on-one. But of course the Young Bucks and the Guerrillas of Destiny will both be at ringside. So this is the first time we're going to see former Bullet Club members take on current Bullet Club members. This is the Elite versus Bullet Club here. As we wait the entrance. It should be good, this. I'm looking forward to this one. There is then Kenny Omega with the Young Bucks, your former Octane champion. It's not very often this guy wrestles on Octane. He's normally a big man player. Normally somebody we get... Oh. It's normally somebody we get only for pay-per-views, but he's here tonight. Of course, about that championship, he's not quite as big of a draw anymore. Still a massive draw. And of course, remember, he was the former champion, so I'm sure at one point he's going to want himself a... He's going to want himself a rematch for that championship. Of course, it was a fatal 4-way elimination, so he was eliminated from the match. But I dare say he is going to want some sort of one-on-one retribution against Cody Rhodes to try and reclaim that belt and prove just how good he is. So as Kenny can't moan too much about the situation, about him losing the stable. If you look at how he got in the stable and how he took control when they attacked AJ Styles, it was pretty much an even, wasn't it, really, when you look at it that way. So Kenny takes on Bad Luck Fale. Bad Luck Fale. And there he is with the Guerrillas of Destiny backing him up. These are the guys still aligned with Cody Rhodes, we assume. We've heard nothing either way. Nothing to say they're not. But the fact they're out here tonight wrestling against Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks probably does prove they are still aligned. It definitely seems that way. And this is the first time, I think, in years and years and years and years and years of playing this game, that I've actually managed to find a pretty good core for Bad Luck Fale. The cores are normally terrible for this guy, but I'm quite happy with this one, to be honest. It's super effective, if you want to go Pokemon terms. And of course, a win here would be massive for either of these two guys, and either of these two teams as well. I'm sure the Elite are going to want to show that they were the Elite members of Bullet Club, and they still are the Elite members on this roster. Whereas the other guys are going to want to try and prove that Kenny and the Bucks are no real loss, which is going to be quite a difficult feat to do here. There you go then, Bad Luck Fale versus Kenny Omega. A bit of a mismatch in styles, isn't it really? Omega, high-flying, agile, technical. Bad Luck Fale, just sheer power. And that could be very difficult for Kenny Omega to get past. We're going to find out. As the referee rings the bell, we are underway. And also, what effect are the guys going to have at ringside as well? That's going to be another interesting question. Will the Bucks get involved? Will the Guerrillas of Destiny get involved? What's gonna happen? Big boot in the gut there by Bad Luck Fale, taking Omega up. Omega takes him down. So Omega now dropping the boots right into the gut of Bad Luck Fale. Omega brings Fale back up to his feet. Omega's looking pretty strong here, especially after only wrestling a 4-way elimination match only a few days ago. You'd think he should be pretty tired out, wouldn't you? But he seems to be looking pretty good here still. Omega now sending Fale into the ropes and went for the big boot in the gut, but Fale caught it. But he gets caught straight away with the jawbreaker. And Omega trying to keep the big redwood down, do some damage to the legs. Oh, and a big knee strike in the face is going to help as well. Omega slamming a knee once again into the face, and again another one into Bad Luck Fale. There's that big quesadora. Oh, big boot across the chest as well as now. Omega bringing Fale back up and looking for that ripcord knee strike. There it is. Bad Luck Fale drops like a sack of spuds. That's not a great position for him to be in. Fale now slowly trying to get back up to his feet, but Omega catches him that big boot in the gut. And Omega is in firm control of this one. Stalking Fale. If Omega can hit him with potentially a one-wing angel or that catch German. My favourite's the catch German, you know. That's always been my favourite, but he's going to go... No, he's going to go one-wing angel. Boom, he's hit it as well. But there is exactly what I said. Tama Tonga up on the apron, distracting the referee. That's Tangaroa, sorry, up on the apron, distracting the referee. And Omega did not get the... Well, Omega should have got the free count. But Omega now continuing this assault and sending Fale crashing to the outside. And you've got to think that Cody Rhodes is backstage right now thinking this is not what he wanted. He wanted his men to be looking really dominant here. And at the moment, Bad Luck Fale just not able to hang with Kenny Omega at all. As Omega completely misses the Acai moonsault though. Which in fairness is pretty embarrassing. It's not the situation you want to be in when you're trying to impress, is it? Fale catching Omega with that stiff right hand. But now Fale in control with that gut-wrench suplex on Omega. Referee's counting up here. As Fale just got right in the face of Nick Jackson. Now Fale is marching around the ring. I'm not quite sure what Fale is up to here. Omega now dragging Fale around. See, both guys need to get back in the ring in a second. It's referee's count is now up to an 8, is this? Oh my god, we're going to get a count out, aren't we? We're going to get a double count out here by the looks of it. Just see the bad blood between these much so much that these two guys just battled and battled and battled. No care about the ring at all. It's just got as a all-out attack. But you know what? You know what? I'm going to do a freaking Teddy Long here. I'm going to do a freaking Teddy Long. We're going to make this one a 6-man eliminate. No. We're going to make this one a 6-man tornado tag team match right now. And here we go. We're back in the ring and the referee rings the bell. We are underway. 6-man tag action. Of course, the previous match ended in a draw. The battle just took place too much. We saw Tama Tonga interfere in the match, which stopped the referee counting the 3 on a pin on Bad Luck Fale. Oh, super kick to the face then. Of course, Nick and Matt Jackson have already wrestled once tonight as well, so they're going to be a little bit tired. So you would think that the Guerrillas of Destiny are going to have the big advantage here, wouldn't you, really? Considering. And they are, well, they're not doing very well here at all, to be honest with you, as the Elite are in full control here. Well, now we're finally getting some offense here. Oh, Nick Jackson trying to taunt in the corner, getting caught out. Running forearm by Tama Tonga now into the front chancery. Matt Jackson on the outside now, and there we go. All of a sudden, Bullet Clubs, Bad Luck Fale, Tama Tonga, and Tangaroa try to take some control, but Omega creeping up behind Tama Tonga, dropping him in the backdrop. A proper Teddy Long this one, I really did. This wasn't a plan. It just happened. Literally, that draw, I just can't... As much as I try and allow the game to run as it should do, I can't stand a match finishing a draw. Not a main event, especially. We need something special in our main event. And it's Kenny Omega here lining up Tama Tonga up on the shoulders. Into that one-wing angel, and I don't think he can go for the pin here, no, because Tangaroa's back up on his feet and Bad Luck Fale taking control of Matt Jackson while Nick Jackson's laid up on the outside. Belly to belly suplex and good back and forth here. And now Nick Jackson mouthing off a little bit here. He might live to regret that though, I suggest. I can't imagine he's going to be in a very good situation here at all, is he? Oh, a nice clothesline there by Matt Jackson. Now into a wheelbarrow. Oh, slammed him face first. It's very back and forth at the moment, isn't it? Nice double axe under there by Matt Jackson. Oh, Matt Jackson, I think he saved his brother there, Nick. Nick was about to get hit by that blockbuster. Nick now bringing Fale back up to his feet. Fale stiff right hand. And now Fale taking Nick Jackson up. Oh no, Nick manages to roll it through into a pin. Referee's very, very slow at getting down. Matt Jackson's got control of Tangaroa and Tama Tonga's on the outside, and there we go. The Elite pick up the victory here over Bullet Club in a 6-man impromptu tag team match. That was good, I enjoyed that. That was a really good match, actually. Good fun. Good fun all round. In what was, like I said, an impromptu tag team match, this wasn't a match that was planned at all. It's so I couldn't let that match end on a draw. That's not what I'm all about. I'm not about draws. And it was a good back and forth match. Both teams got some good offense, but finally, of course, it was Nick Jackson, rolling through that powerbomb to get the victory. And this is just what Kenny Omega and the Bucks wanted. They wanted to prove to the world that moving away from Bullet Club was a great... And I think it was a great thing for them. essentially, they've just... Essentially, Bullet Club for me has just moved to have a good different name. Tama Tonga, Tangaroa, and Bad Luck Fale remain in Bullet Club, supported, of course, by their new leader, Cody Rhodes. But that's just 4 men against these 4 men. It just makes you wonder, doesn't it? Makes you wonder what Cody's reaction is going to be. I don't believe Cody's going to be here next week, but we are going to see Cody the week after. So keep an eye out for that. Next week, I believe, we are going to have a tag team number 1 contendership match, as well as a European number 1 contendership match as well. So 2 massive matches for you next week as well. But that is the end of today's Octane. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then please do hit a like. And of course, if you are new around here, then make sure you subscribe as well. I've been Shabba Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for our next episode of Octane, which should be this Saturday. And of course, remember, we have started the random match series back up as well. So check out those videos, and of course, drop your suggestions down in the comment section down there as well. I've been Shabba Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.